And we are live. What's up, my ninjas? I have a very special guest with me today. His name is Henry Chu, all the way from the West Coast. He's a serial entrepreneur, and he's got an amazing story to share with you all. I'm not going to go into it as much. I'm going to let him talk about it. But Henry, thank you for being live with me on this show.
Thank you, Joe. Hey, this is all new to me. I mean, I normally don't do this, but I'm thankful that you reached out, and so let's do it.
Yeah, I
We're
appreciate it,
here.
man. I know you got a busy schedule, so I do appreciate the time that you're going to be sharing with everybody and sharing your story. So I want to take it back because you have an underdog story all the
Amen.
way back from coming back from being an immigrant to America. Talk to me about that struggle in the very beginning.
Man, you know, being Asian, come on. I mean, man, I look back. Just to let you know, audience. Hey, I just turned 57 last year. Okay, but I'm 19, so so the struggle is real. Coming as an immigrant, my parents are from China. Yeah, they escaped China to Hong Kong. They're farmers. I'm a farmer's kid, so I was born in Hong Kong. So we were poor, but we immigrated here when I was 5 years old to San Francisco, 1968. So yeah, we came here. We were actually the last family of my dad's side. We were the last family to come here, so we were the less disadvantaged. Everybody else, my cousins, they were here. They were they had stuff. They had money, but we didn't have money. So I had to go through a lot of dark times growing up in San Francisco as a poor immigrant. How about that? No English at 5 years old.
For
So
sure. And being that immigrant, I want to touch on this because not having, a social circle or even mentors around, like that kind of led you astray a little bit too.
oh okay. Well, let me touch on this. Okay, now that is, I'm number five of six kids, and there's five boys, and I had an older sister. She's like a tiger sister. She raised me. She raised us, but I didn't have structure growing up, so I didn't really have a guidance of what to do in life. I was just basically I had to just kind of like learn on my own. I grew up in the streets. My dad wasn't around. He didn't have around. I'm not your typical crazy rich Asian, whatever. You know what I mean? As I do, I was a poor Asian, but I survived the streets. So I was hustling in the streets growing up without no guidance, all street life. So
And how did what did you learn take away from that? Because I think there's some important lessons in
well, you know what? At the time when I was going through that, I really hated life growing up because it was dark. It was no. It was just. It was violent. It was a lot. Because there was no structure. I was really actually jealous of a lot of my friends because they had family, they had homes, they had something. I didn't have that. I always felt lost. I mean, it was like we didn't have that at home because my mom was she was a seamstress. I mean, she really we didn't have a lot, you know. So I had to really had to go through a lot of hardships. Like for example, in school because my mom didn't know English. There's a lot of these programs out there like free lunch, all these things. We didn't get it because she didn't know they were available and she didn't know English. So basically, imagine me. I see all my friends having free lunches at school, and I don't have that. I'm here at home trying to scrounge food to go to school. I mean, cold hot dogs. I mean, sugar bread. I mean, we're living really, just surviving. Imagine that, Joe.
yeah.
You know.
So you kind of had to fend for yourself a little bit on the streets there.
Oh yeah, I did. Well, I'll tell you what. How I survived was hustling. I mean, and what really hit hard was when I was 13. My shoes, my shoes were falling apart. They were talking. I had to get shoes. My mom couldn't buy me shoes, so I had to go out there and try to get my own shoes. So I started. I was my first entrepreneurial experience was selling drugs. I was a drug dealer at 13 years old to survive, not to do it because no, I had to do it.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah. Those were the only opportunities available to you at the time, huh?
oh yeah, so I knew it, and I was making money, and I learned how to from there just scale up from there, But I didn't. God bless, I didn't get caught. I didn't go to jail, So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was a good experience.
Yeah. I can imagine that. So so you went through a bit of a transformation though. Like what got you off the streets and out of hustling?
I got tired of that. Actually, I was hanging out with the gangsters. I was doing all the dark things that you do. I just got tired. I just didn't want to do that no more. Well, my spirit didn't like it. I had to do it because of peer pressure. Because people join gangs or do these things because they have to. I didn't do it because we had older brothers, and we had neighbors that older brothers. So we were younger brothers. So we were kind of like more or less kind of like okay, we just kind of just was got involved in it because of our older brothers.
Right.
And then being around it, it was fun in the beginning, but then after a while, I was like, what, I didn't really want to beat up people all the time. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really my thing. But I got out, and then that was in junior high school when all that happened. When I was in high school, I did a Rocky transformation. How about that?
Okay.
Rocky came out in the '80s, in the '70s and '80s. I grew up in. So,
Yeah.
uh, and then I just basically just refocused, and then God put a girl in my life, and that's what changed everything for me.
Uh-huh.
And that why because I joined the Air Force. The Air
Okay.
Force, the military, is what really helped me. It gave me the discipline, the foundation, and yeah. I mean, I didn't go to college. I'm just high school.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you know that's what you wanted? Like, I mean, it sounded like, all through your youth, no structure, no mentorship, no leadership. That's why you kind of gravitated towards the gang life and having to hustle. And then the army gave you this structure, this
Air
discipline.
Force.
Like was the Air Force did and w- was it kind of like a blessing? Was it like,
Well, what's funny? There's no structure because it was my life was kind of like I just did it. I just went and did it because the reason I joined the Air Force because my girlfriend, my wife, she's my wife now, but she's Filipino. Okay, and we dated, you know, for a year and found out that she's going back to the Philippines. After a year, I said, wait a minute. Actually, I was in love with this girl. So I said, what am I going to do? Am I going to let her go to the Philippines, right?
yeah.
And but just so happens that I found out there was an Air Force base over there, and her dad was Air Force also. So there was an Angeles City in Philippines called Air Base. So I said, hey, I'm joining the Air Force, and I did. I went to the recruit. It was funny. I went to the recruit. I said, hey, I want to join the Air Force. I said, hey, it doesn't work that way because you have to go through a process. You got to fill out, you got to take a test, you know, and after a test, you got to wait for a job,
Hmm.
and then you got to wait for, and after that, then you go out to boot camp. So it was like a 1 year process for me to do that. But check this out. But joining the Air Force wasn't guaranteed I was going to go to the Philippines. How about that? That I did it because love. It's for love. That's what I did it for.
For sure.
So I took that leap of faith, and guess what? I did. I joined, and I went to boot camp, and I got Philippines. How about that?
Eh, oh man, that's wild. So kind of
It's
that
really,
law of attraction that you
yeah.
just you had intentions to follow her and it ended up the way it should
Just
have
do
been.
it. Like Nike
Yeah.
says, do it.
Just do it. Like, I think there's going to be some parallels with some of your entrepreneurial endeavors after this. So after the Air Force, what was the next step in your life, the next chapter?
Well, I did 4 years over there. I stayed 4 years, and then I said, you know what? After 4 years, I said, I'm going back home. I mean, I'm done. I gave Uncle Sam 4 years. If I could do 4 years, Uncle Sam, I can go out and conquer the world. So that's what I did. I got out, honorable discharge. I was there from 1983 to 1987. So I got out, and I did. I went out there, and I did. I got a job working in the corporate world without a degree. Became a manager. So everywhere I went, I just kept going. I just kept, I always challenge myself to be the number one. The only competition I have is myself. You're not my competition. Nobody, myself. So I did it. I went to the corporate world, did very well, and I realized in the corporate world I'm never going to benefit from it because they're going to benefit from me. Meaning, say, I that's why I went out and then started to start businesses, my own companies.
Cool. So what was your first business?
My first business was actually it was a mobile auto dealing detailing business, detailing cars. I did that, but the big thing that really helped me was when I got into lighting. I was a lighting designer. I was one of the pioneers for low voltage lighting using Tesla's technology against Edison's technology. That was in the late '90s. These are these. I don't know if you're familiar with track lighting with a little small they call MR16s. Now it's LEDs. So we were the one of the pioneers back then. Me and my partner in the late '90s, we started it, and then I worked with him for 5 years. After that, I found my own company, well, Halogens, which is a design build company. I was servicing all Silicon Valley, San Francisco, all the high end clients doing
That,
lighting for homes.
that's a crazy pivot, Henry. You went from auto detailing to lighting. Did you see that opportunity? Was it like how did it you know,
Oh
come
yeah,
to you?
you know what? It was funny because I was a consumer. I bought some lighting back then, and they were expensive. It was really because it caught my eye. I saw it, and it so happens that the person who I was buying the lighting from, I saw an opportunity for him to scale because he was opening another location. So, well, before that, I was a property manager. I was working as a property manager, leasing agent, manager, and so when I bought that for I had an apartment my sister had, so I rented it. So I redesigned all the lighting, and I saw what the lighting did. I said, "Wow, you know, um, that's what caught my attention." And then we built a relationship with the shop owner where I bought my lighting. When he found out that he was moving to a new location, I took the opportunity to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to I want to learn it." So I did.
Mhm.
So I jumped on, and yeah, I mean, no experience. I
No,
don't know nothing about lighting, nothing at all. Yeah.
that I think that's a testament to our times. Given the culture of everybody doing side hustles these days, they kind of see that they start off as consumers. They like the
Right.
product,
hmm
and then they turn it, and they could see on a way that they could make it better, and that's
You
kind
know
of what
what?
you did.
I want to share this to everybody to listening because if you put your time into anything, put 6 months to a year in anything, you can be good at it. That's really what it is. And actually, 6 months to a year is a time frame I always look at that. For example, when you're moving a new job, right? It takes 6 months to a year to get adjusted into, right? So you put your time into it, you're going to learn something new, right? But you got to put in the heavy lifting. You got to put in the work.
Yeah, you got to
You
put in
know,
the hustle.
yeah. But a lot of people are lazy. I mean, like and that's what's wrong. What I see with the new generation, it's like what? Hey, with technology, it really it really changed the game. Okay, like for example, businesses like with e-commerce and all that, that's all good. But if you haven't experienced like you, Joe, you own a gym, you got a brick and mortar, right? So you haven't opened a brick and mortar from the beginning, right, to end, then you're not going to really know really about a business. Would you agree? It's experience.
Yeah,
Life is
yeah,
about experience. That's really what it is about. Experience is what really going to give you the credibility
yeah.
because
I
you've
think
proven it. Through it.
Yeah, and it sounds like and it sounds like a deep understanding of it, like not just like a shallow understanding of business and then just getting into it. It looks like you had to get deep into lighting, learn it from the scratch to build this
Oh,
business up.
check this out. I went out knocking door to door selling light bulbs. How about that? Selling
Yeah.
light. Oh yeah, I was selling light bulbs, and then I got to remember I'm a lighting designer. Okay, I mean I got to work on people's homes. Okay, I mean designing the lighting, redoing the lighting. I'm looking at plans. With the architect, with the contractor, with electrician. I'm the one
Yeah.
laying out. Look at the CAD drawings. I don't know that, but it's through learning, just applying it, and also with the lighting itself, the actual fixtures and everything. What I did is I did a lot of reverse engineering on products to learn it, to learn
Yeah.
how they work, because it's very technical. Because that lighting is not a simple lighting. If you notice, Joe, like you see those cable lighting systems and all that, the low voltage systems, they got transformers, they got all these components to it. It's not just buying a light at Home Depot and putting it in the ceiling. It's a system. It's like you got to design it. So
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
really, it's no different than when the Prius came out, right? In Toyota, a Corolla and a Prius. When the Prius came out, it was really technical. So
Yeah.
you can't if you're selling Corolla and you want to sell a Prius, you can't because it's too technical. You got to be more, you have to study and learn it, and also the clientele that's going to buy the Prius is a different clientele.
For
They're
sure.
they're they're, they're, they're gonna they're gonna want to buy it, but you got to know it. You got to be able to be able to answer all the questions, all the technical stuff to it.
For
So
sure. So I mean, a big takeaway from this, learning, getting in the lighting industry had to get you to understand all the technical side of it, to understand the whole business side of it. I want to talk about the other businesses you got because
sure.
you got a long list of stuff. Where did you go from lighting?
Oh my gosh. Well, I tell you what, with lighting, what I did was I was blessed because I was doing very well. I mean, I made I was making a lot of money, and what I would do is I would basically invest into other like real estate. Okay, I started with real estate, owning real estate, and then from real estate, I started owning companies, equity in different businesses. Like for example, my next venture from lighting was I bought into I had a limo business. I had a limo company. Okay, I had also I got into sports. I bought a semi-pro soccer team. I was a partner of. I got into the sports world now.
Yeah.
So I scaled up. Then I got into the beverage industry, energy drinks. This is 2005. So I got into energy drinks, liquid nitro. Okay, and then from there, I had all these things, but I had 3 homes, 5 companies. But the thing was, I wasn't happy. How about that? I thought that having all these things was going to make me happy too, but it wasn't. It wasn't. It was empty. I was empty inside. So
Why do you think that was? I mean, for a guy that, made so much, could do so well, was so successful and being able to branch out, why don't you think you were happy?
well, here's what happened in June 1st, 2006. A car came into my business. I mean, ran into my business. Okay, I should not be here talking to you right now, but I survived it. And when that happened, I knew that something's gonna happen. Okay, because I was working 7 days a week. I had a lot of stuff. So I had to work 7 days a week. That was like that was my God. I'm not a religious guy, spiritual guy. Before that, okay, guys. But going through that process, it made me. It changed me. It's like it brought me back down. I mean, I was very prideful. Okay, I was very because I had so much stuff that hey, look, I thought I was God. It had power. It was like the Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's like it was a fake power. That's how it was. Okay, I had to go on my spiritual journey. That's what happened to me. I had to
So you
find
had a bit
myself.
of almost like a near-death experience.
Oh, yeah, and then so it's a good timing because same thing with COVID right now. A lot of people are going through that, and I went through that at the time when 2008 with the mortgage crisis. That's also what also almost crushed me also as well. So I'm a survivor. I'm a dinosaur from that era. I'm just kind of just reinventing myself now. You know, from that last traumatic event in 2008, and
Yeah,
now
so
with
so
COVID.
talk so talk to me about that because I don't think many people that, like maybe people that were younger weren't around during 2008.
So I've been through that war. So I survived that war. So now this COVID thing, I've been blessed that I didn't I've actually got busier and doing other things while a lot of people or down because I see a lot of people suffering, small
Yeah.
businesses, owners, and it's never been done before. And when I went through in 2008, that part, it wasn't like this. They didn't have help. Nobody helped me. No one was there for me. Okay, and so I had to go. I did. I found my spiritual side. You know what I mean? I was working on my spiritual side, and so now I see the past, all the experiences. Those are blessing in disguise. I found out. So now I feel I got the power now because it's not the success is not the material or the money. Okay, success is you're gonna wake up, show up, and keep going. Okay, and the key thing is having family. Family is the most important part of this. What I learned from the journey and having good people around you. Because in this
Yep.
world, come on, let's keep it real. A lot of people didn't get rich by being nice. How about that? So
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, it's like for me, I thought that hey, everybody was hustling hard and doing good things in a righteous way. But no, mm-mm. there's a
It's
lot.
not
There's a
always
lot of
like that.
yeah. It's like it's like it says, talk is cheap. There's a lot of talkers out there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. They just they got this fake mask everybody's putting on. They're all posers. I call them. because they're hiding behind these stuff, but actually they don't have nothing. It's like playing poker,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
It has
you got
luck.
good poker faces.
Oh yeah,
How
oh
did
yeah.
how, I want to talk a little bit more about 2008 because that kind of forced you to reinvent yourself. Like, did you lose
Oh,
everything? Like, what ended up happening to you and all your
oh
businesses
man,
during that time?
it hurt. It hurt. I mean, I didn't never do my due diligence on all the businesses I got involved with. I mean, I didn't have anybody to guide me, advisor, mentor. So I invested in all these businesses, and actually, a lot of them fail, but not all of them fail. Okay, my energy drink business survived that, and so I had to pivot. Um, what happened to my lighting business was I had to close it in 2013. It was sad. That was the saddest part because I've been in the industry for 20 years, and my shop was open for over 15 years. Imagine closing it, and then what are you gonna do? I had to like. So what I did was I wanted to get into the film industry, be a producer. So I started to jump into that because the future is all digital and video. That's the reason why I want to jump into, and also that not too many Asians are
Yeah.
in that space as a producer. So I took that challenge. I like challenges. Challenge is key.
What did you learn? What did you learn about like having to close down like a business that you were in for like 15 years, it looks like.
You know what I tell you, it was scary because that was my identity. That's when people knew I had a shop. People came and I had an office. They were they can come find me. But if I close it, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? And also being on my own for over 20 years, what am I going to do? Who's going to hire me? It's just kind of like it was a lot of things that goes in my mind that I'm sure a lot of people go through things when there was a shift. Change is a change. Is it being your life is gonna it's turned upside down now? What are you gonna do? Are you going to complain about it, or are you gonna just get up and going? And I want to say this
So,
too: getting it is easy. The hard part is to sustain yourself, to be relevant. How about this? Okay, so don't chase. Don't I mean just enjoy every day. Treat every day like I treat every day like it's my last day. I mean,
yeah,
like I don't chase anymore. You know what I mean? I let it
yeah,
come. Just enjoy and appreciate what you have. How about that?
yeah,
So
yeah. I think there's a lot of lessons in there, changing your identity because running a business that long and having to reinvent yourself and pivot to, the film industry. How long you been doing that one for now?
I started 2013. Did my first short film. Got on set, finish a project. I just wanted to be on set, finish a real project, raise the money, get on set, finish it, screen it, got the DVD next. So I just kept producing the documentaries. I did music videos because I like to be hands on. I want to learn. I want to be just a producer by title and just sit on my butt. I want to
Yeah.
learn and really know the whole industry. So from there, I got to meet a lot of great people and got a lot of experience from there. So I saw the weaknesses in the industry. And yeah, also what I do is I look for weaknesses in industries, businesses,
Hmm.
and because we know the strengths. So the weaknesses that in the movie industry, especially for the Asian community, is you don't have a lot of producers. You have a lot of talents.
Hmm.
So what we really need is more writers and producers because people complain Hollywood's not producing Asian content. Is no, because why would they produce Asian content if you don't have producers, Asian and Asian writers writing their content?
Yeah.
That's really what it is. So that's why I jumped on it and challenge and try to, encourage others. Try to find other talents out there. And yeah, right now I got a production team on Philippines. We're doing faith-based content,
Yeah.
family value, good stuff. And, something that's gonna be more real. And yeah, I produced the first TV series, a Christian TV series in the Philippines. You can watch right now on YouTube called Kai Vegan. He's like behind me.
Oh,
That's the
nice.
movie. And now that we did a TV series for it, my production team did the movie in 2019. Stephen Baldwin's in it, and they're actually friends of mine from the Bay Area. They went back home to the Philippines on a mission trip.
No
They've been there.
way.
Oh yeah, and they're talented. They're called the Perkins twins. Yeah, you can see they're awesome. And yeah, they actually gave up their 2013 academic tennis scholarship at Berkeley to go home to Philippines to use their musical. They're talented. They know they can sing, they can
Yeah.
act, they can
Yeah.
produce. Yeah, so
That's awesome. So, we've took a long journey to get to where you are now. A lot of fails. I want to talk about this new business because this is how I actually met Henry. He's got a phenomenal product that for those that are in the martial arts and kickboxing space that I feel is a revolutionary just because of the way it's set up. But you started this new company, Punch King. Talk to me about how that started.
oh well, Punch King came along 2019. Actually, it's all in line with lighting. Was when I remember when I closed my shop 2013, I pivoted, got into producing, and then I was ready to. I actually lost my mojo in business. So 2019, I said, I'm ready to come back. I want to come back, and I couldn't find any opportunities out there for me. So I met a gentleman, a guy named King, who also so happened to work with my old partner in lighting. He was doing lighting. So I guess, I'm gonna go do lighting again. So I called him up, and it so happens that he was working on a project, and he told me that he was going to hit me up on this project once he got all set, and it wasn't lighting. So I was okay, because he wanted me to sign an NDA on it and this and that. So what happened was, yeah, he showed it to me. It was Punch King. It was a punching bag, right? That he reinvented. You know, to me, I told him honestly, you know what? I never took classes in, 'cause we were poor. I grew up in the streets. I'm a street fighter, right? But I do know people because I got relationships. I know people who knows it, in the martial arts world. So I showed him. He was his name is Grandmaster Harry Mock. He's the executive producer. He's in Hollywood. He's OG Asian in Hollywood than all the stunt guys back in the days. So he saw it and then he liked it, and then it was so then that's why I connected the dots with King, and then that's when we knew that it was good. Then that's when we started. It was August of last in 2019. So this August will be 2 years on this project. So we launched it in 2019.
Yeah.
This new bag that was going to revolutionize all the equipment. Like the punching bag was no one ever touched it
Yeah.
all these years. You see, if you look at it, punchkingworld.com. Check it out. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Can you describe the product to it? Because I don't think the viewers or the listeners are gonna know. Like
it's
a punching bag is
okay.
just a cylinder, whereas you
Yes,
guys,
yeah, it's like like a lipstick, a big lipstick, like a big hot dog, right? Like a Muay Thai bag. But then we have target. We have a face, we have a body. But if you look at it, it's an all-in-one bag. Okay, so you can do boxing, you can do combat sports, MMA, anything. And now that also we scaled it, now we have three bags now. We have a one that's we just finished was a freestanding bag. You're familiar with you have one in your gym the Wave Master the freestanding one, but ours it is no other. You can see actually all the bags on our Facebook page, Punch King, and also the website Punch King World. Check it out. Yeah.
where we talked a couple the last week about this. You got some big goals with Punch King and where you guys want to go with this. Where's the future gonna lead you towards with this? What are you guys thinking? I can't predict the future, but where do you feel you're gonna go with this?
Oh, that's fun. Yeah. So yeah, we got the bags, and we just built our first demo gym that we have. Okay. So now we're gonna pivot again to the gym business. We're gonna create our first franchise gym. Okay. So we have products. We have more products. We have apparel. So we went from equipment to gyms to apparel, and who knows? And we're entering our second year right now this year. So we were
Uh,
pretty blessed. So
Dude, I think there's been a ton of nuggets that I've taken away from this. I think number one, everything I hear about you is action, man. You like something, you see it, and you took action with it. So
hey,
I think that's been your story. You're like you've proven that that's action alleviates all everything. So if you're sitting there thinking about doing an idea, you just got to do it, just like you said earlier.
But yeah, you know, life is short, you know, and really it's all about experience. Life is about experience. With experience, you have credibility, okay, and then you can go out there. And with me, what I want to do is actually use all my skill sets now to help those. I mean, to help pass it, pay it forward, you know, in a positive way, you know,
Absolutely.
because I don't see too many out there, you know, people out there. They're about, you know, human nature is about being very egotistic, very prideful,
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah.
We saw what the world is going through right now. We need more love and light in this world right now,
He-
you know,
Henry, if for those that want to reach out to you, learn more about you, what's the best way to get at you?
go visit us at Punch King World, and IG Punch King World, um, Facebook Punch King. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, I mean, if you know you need advice, I'm here to offer what I can offer to you if you want it. I mean, it's like here's the water. You want to drink it? I'll teach you.
Yeah.
Before in the past, I would kind of like do it for people. I learned, you know what? No, you got to put in the heavy lifting, and also in life, you know, you just do it. You know what I mean? And don't take for granted. I mean, appreciate what you have. I mean, and don't chase. Let it come to you. You know.
Love it. Henry, appreciate your time with me. I think there's some valuable lessons from your story. Thank you for sharing your secrets on health, wealth, and being kick ass. You, my friend, are a ninja. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. God bless.